Welcome to ADHD Whiskey. My name is Matt, but today I'm the whiskey consultant and I'm working for your distillery for absolutely free. Unless, of course, you want to send me a check for a big fat sum of cash, in which case I will not reject it. I will accept it with open arms. Today is the first of two videos describing whiskeys that should exist, but for some reason don't. And if you're a distillery out there and you're like the head of the marketing / product development department, then listen up, because this video's for you, you son of a bitch. The first bourbon that doesn't exist, but 100% should exist, is Elijah Craig's Small Batch 12 Year. A while back, they took the 12-year age statement off the small batch like a bunch of idiots, and I'm here to call them idiots to their face. And if you're watching this and you're offended by me calling you names, super sorry, idiot. Put the 12-year age statement back on. Come on, be a man, or a woman, or whatever. I double dog dare you to do it. I double dog dare you. And if you're not about to succumb to a double dog dare, then I triple friggin' dog dare you. Bring back the age statement. 12-year Elijah Craig Small Batch. Should be a whiskey, but currently it's not. Should we stick with Heaven Hill or move on to a different distillery? You know what? Let's stick with Heaven Hill. I'm not sure if these still exist, but at Heaven Hill, they used to have these little tiny 200 milliliter bottles called the Grenades, and they were filled with 125 proof Elijah Craig bourbon, and they were fantastic. I don't know if they have those anymore or not, but if they don't, or if they're looking for something else to put into those Grenades, boom, Elijah Craig 18 year, cask strength. Elijah Craig 18, I think is wonderful at 90 proof, but the question remains, what does it taste like at a higher proof? That's a question and I demand an answer. The best way to do it is to bottle it into one of those little tiny Grenades in a 200 milliliter offering and sell them out of your distillery to schmucks like me who roll through Bardstown looking to spend all the G's. Elijah Craig 18 cask strength Grenades, a whiskey that doesn't exist, but should. Speaking of extra low proof offerings that should be presented to the public at a higher proof, let's talk about a little bourbon out of the great state of Colorado. It wasn't produced in Colorado, but it was aged there for a bit. It's Tin Cup Tenure, a 10-year-old MGP bourbon that tastes great at 84 proof, but guess what? At 84 proof, it's what some doctologists would consider to be a bit too thin. Its BMI is on the unhealthy side. You need to get jacked up a little bit. Come on, eat a little red meat, have a jar of peanut butter, put on some weight. If this thing were offered at 100 proof, that'd be great. I'm not asking for the world. I'm not gonna go out there and ask Tin Cup to like ramp this baby up to cask strength, but what would 100 proof taste like? Come on, give us 100 proof. Give us 100 proof. Let's do it. Tin Cup 10 100. That's a whiskey that should exist, but doesn't. What you'll notice is a trend throughout this whole thing. We're either gonna wanna tweak the age or tweak the proof in one way or another. So that's kind of the general theme of this. I don't want things to get crazy here. I don't want to ask for the world. I'm just asking for a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of a twist of the knob in this direction, or a twist of the knob in that direction. Just a little bit of change to make me happy. And what am I? I am the epitome of the bourbon consumer, because I consume a lot of bourbon. Kaboomer. We just talked about a 10-year MGP bourbon that I would like to see at a higher proof. Now let's talk about a 10-year Buffalo Trace offering that is like sort of heading in the direction of a higher proof because it's been that proof before, but then got lowered and needs to be upped again. I need Buffalo Trace. If you're listening, Sazerac, we need you to go back to the olden days when Eagle Rare wasn't a 90 proof bourbon, but Eagle Rare 10-year was 101. They bumped the 17-year Eagle Rare up to 101 proof. Now it's me sitting here on this stool in this garage demanding that Sazerac pumps the 10-year Eagle Rare to 101. Eagle Rare 10-year 101 sounds delicious and fun to me. So let's go ahead and knock that out. Let's go ahead and do that. Eagle Rare 10 101, a bourbon that should exist but doesn't. In the not so distant past, there was a bourbon sitting on the shelf in a single barrel form that made everybody smile from ear to ear. It was a Knob Creek single barrel, not 9 but 15 year. Knob Creek had these extra aged single barrels at 120 proof that were glorious and delicious and wonderful. But they pulled those extra aged single barrels and now are only offering those single barrels in the 9-year variety. Don't get me wrong, I still really like them, but they're just not crazy delicious and extra aged like they were before. Instead, what Knob Creek did was offer a 15-year 100 proof offering of their Knob Creek varietal. And you know what I say about that? Cool. But you know what I think would be cooler? If their 15-year offering was 120 proof. Come on, that's what we want. That's what we need. That's what we're here for. Do we like a 15-year age statement on our Knob Creek? Sure as heck do. Do we like the 100 proof point? Sure as heck don't. If you're gonna give us a 15-year Knob Creek, we're gonna need you to ramp this baby up back to where it was. We understand that it's gonna come at what some people would consider to be a price increase. Give us what we want. Do it, or you're gonna get in so much trouble with me. And you don't want trouble with me, because I'll put you in timeout, and I will leave you there. 15-year Knob Creek small batch, 120 proof, a bourbon that currently doesn't exist, but should. We're 5 whiskeys deep, but I think we got room in this video for a couple more. Like I said, I'm gonna split this video in 2 because I got enough bourbons for 2 videos. But to finish out this video, let's do 2 more. This bourbon is a long time coming. And when I say that I want this, people are gonna be like, but Matt, you don't even like the original offering. And I think I don't like the original offering because of its age. But if they finally got their heads out of their asses and actually released an age-stated, like 10-year-old cask strength or 101 proof bourbon, then maybe Maker's Mark would actually appeal to me. All I'm saying is this: Maker's Mark, we don't know what your aged bourbon tastes like. People like Fred Minnick, who have tried it, say it's remarkable. But the fact that you won't let us have it is bull. Because I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm an angry consumer who can't consume. And I want to consume, damn it. All I'm asking for is like a 10-year-old Maker's release or a 12-year-old Maker's release. Come on, give it to us. And not at the 90 proof either. No. Don't you pull that nonsense. If you're gonna do an age-stated 10 or 12-year bourbon, then I want you to do it right. The 101 proof offering, bare minimum. The cask strength 10 or 12 year is something that I think would appeal to the masses and would make your ass a lot of cashes. People would want it. So 10 to 12 year Maker's Mark cask strength or 101, that's a bourbon that 100% should exist, but does not, and is dumb. That's a dumb thing. The final bourbon of this first video in this 2-video series is actually a layup, a gimme. It's the lob right down the middle of the plate for this distillery to knock out of the ballpark. And I'm telling you right now, this is definitely a guaranteed home run. Once again, I'm looking at you, Jim Beam Distillery, Freddie no, Fred no. And if you tell me no, then guess what? You don't know. You don't know nothing. Old Grandad 114, a budget bottle, and has a bit of a cult following. A lot of people really go to this for a high proof, high rye, budget bourbon. For like 30 bucks, this bottle's a banger. But how much more of a banger could this bottle be? Way more of a banger if they just changed one little thing. I have a running joke that says, you know you got the good bottle of Old Grandad 114 if you flip it around and it says lot number 1 on the back. It never fails. People will comment on the video and they'll be like, just checked, boom, lot number 1. Guess what, idiot? They're all lot number 1. That's the joke. That's why it's funny. But if Jim Beam wanted to play a little game and sell a whole shnikey load of this out of their distillery or something, just release lot number 2. Just put it on the internet, be like, new release, guess what? Old Grandad 114, lot number 2 coming soon. And everybody like me, who are just stupid idiots and spend all their money on bourbon, will basically go apeshit over lot number 2 of Old Grandad 114. And if you're wondering what you're gonna have to change about Old Grandad 114 to make it lot number 2, nothing. Literally don't have to change anything. I'm telling you right now, all you literally would have to do is just put the number 2 on the bottle and we will buy it. We will buy it. We will buy it and we will probably pay twice as much because we're stupid. We are not smart. Take advantage of that. We're dumb. Lot number 2, I'm telling you, would be a great big hit and you could use the same shit. And that's just me, Matt, the bourbon consultant, just here giving advice for free to distilleries to do with what they want. I'm just a bourbon consultant consulting for free. That's all I do. That's what I do. America. Ooh. Like I said, I'm shooting the second video right after this, so if you put something in the comments saying that I missed this whiskey that should exist, then maybe watch the next video to find out I was way ahead of you on that one. I was so far ahead of you. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave a comment below and tell me what whiskey you think I'm missing even though I'm not. It'll be in the next video guaranteed. My name is Matt, this is ADHD Whiskey, and like I always say, keep your head in the clouds but your mind on doing a service for free. Just offer up services for free. You know what I mean? Knock on neighbors' doors and ask them if they want their oil changed, or their bed made, or their clothes folded. Go to the local McDonald's and ask them if they want their fryer cleaned out with your mouth, if it's full of fries. Go to your local pond and catch all the fish and then offer to eat them for free. Just offer up services for free. Sometimes it's bourbon consulting and you have to tell some distilleries what to do and call them idiots for not doing what you said to. And I think that's just a service that you should offer, and that's what I'm offering today. I'm also offering to you the possibility of loving me and hitting subscribe, so do that. I'm out of here. Have a great day. We'll see you next time in another video of whiskeys that should exist but don't.